Okay, we're going to bring on our next act. He's a guy that's... Okay, we're going to bring on Aaron Wilson. Let's have the music. Okay. Aaron Wilson can't make it tonight. He's grooming his pony. And yes, girls, that is a euphemism. But he sent a replacement. His name is Billy Grunter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Billy, as you may already know. Now, here's a bit of a joke to break the ice. What's white stops you from working and should be kept away from students for fear of abuse? It's David Cameron. David Cameron can't be with us tonight because he's on holiday, but you know. Talking of things that sound like drugs, for those of you who think you may have seen me around Walthamstow Market, I'd just like to inform you, I'm not a drug dealer. I'm in fact a local oblivion provider. Ease anyone, ease, no, going, go. Always hard to sell. Anyway, when I was younger, me and my family were sitting at the dinner table. All of a sudden I just said to my dad, because I was 10 and I was innocent, I said, Daddy, how many types of boobs are there? And he looked at me and with all this surprise, and he went to me and he said, well son, there are 3 types of bosom. In their 20s, they're nice and firm, like lemons? You know what? I'm too drunk. Anyway, and in their 30s to 40s, they're like pears. They're sagging slightly, but they're still nice. And in their 50s, they're like onions! Onions? And then he did this Phil Mitchell thing. They make me cry, son. They make me cry. And then obviously my mum and my sister were really ticked off by this. So my sister went, Mummy, how many types of wigs are there? Mum just went, oh darling, I'm so glad you asked that. Well, there are 3 types, yeah. In their 20s, they're nice and strong, like an oak tree. In their 30s to 40s, they're like a birch tree. Not quite as fun, but hey, they get the job done. And in their 50s, they're like a Christmas tree. A Christmas tree? Yes. The roots are dead and the balls are just for decoration. Now, talking of things that sound like they may be important, I was recently watching some. Woohoo! And I've been thinking, it's pretty much like voting Lib Dem. Great for 5 minutes, but then there's just a deep emptiness. And the Lib Dems are trying to recapture the student vote, and why not? They both have a lot in common. They're both bits of costs that'll last them 3 to 4 years. They'll both be paying for it for the rest of their lives. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, they're both being screwed by Tories! I was out and about recently hunting. I love to go hunting. Just to feel a gun in my hand and going, hey, you, die! Because I was hunting ducks. Then again, all they say is quack. That's what they think you are. They think you're a quack. Anyway, no, I'm not a doctor. So I was hunting and this game warden, and he comes up to me and he goes, alright, you got 3 ducks, hand them over. So I handed him over, and he's like, right, let's see if you got licenses for these. So he takes out his finger, he takes the first duck, he sticks his finger in the duck's bumhole, he pulls it out, he sniffs it, he licks it, and he does all kinds of other things you don't want to know about. And he goes, this here, it's a Manchester duck. Have you got a Manchester hunting license? So I pull out my Manchester hunting license from my wallet, give it to him, and he takes the second one, he goes, it's a Cardiff duck, you got a Cardiff hunting license. So I take my Cardiff hunting license out. Obviously I'm really ticked off now. He's defiling my dinner! Anyway, so he takes the next one, and he does the same finger test. He goes, this here, it is a London duck. have you got a London hunting license? So I take out my London hunting license, shove it in his face. He gives it all back to me. He gives me back my ducks. And he says, oh, you can go now, you bloody idiot. So I walk off, and then as I walk off, he goes, wait, no, no. You have all these licenses, just where the hell are you from? So I drop my ducks, drop my trousers, bend over and say, you're so smart, why the hell don't you tell me? It was worth it, wasn't it? As you may be able to tell by now, I'm a bit of an eccentric. And recently I was at my therapist and he said to me, Robbie, you have a preoccupation with vengeance. We'll see about that. And, you know, talking to people who need psychiatric help. Osama bin Laden. You know, his death was described as a 10-year wait that lasted 40 minutes. To me, that's an NHS appointment. I mean, I went to pick up my prescription recently at the local mall, and there was this Amish boy and his father. And they were amazed by everything they saw, and they walked up to these two shiny silver walls that moved apart, and back together all by themselves again, and the boy said to his dad, Father, what is this mystical object? And his father looked at him and said, never seen an elevator before, obviously. He just went, I have no idea. Anyway, so this old lady in a wheelchair rolls up and presses a button next to the two shiny silver walls. They open. She rolls between them into a small room. They close. The lights roll up above the elevator. Roll back down. Walls open. Out comes this beautiful young lady in her 20s. And then the father just said, son, go get your mother. You know, thinking about it on reflection, I always did hate primary school sports days. How many of you hated primary school sports days? Apparently no one.
Me.
Thank you, someone! You know, I always hated them because personally, whenever it came up to the parent races, that always proved that none of us kids had any chance. Anyway, anyone want any vodka? Who was that? You want some?
Yeah, right then.
Nah. Oh. I seem to, I'm sorry to say this, but I have a drinking problem. My bowl's empty! Good night!